Hello and welcome to another video on my YouTube channel. My name is Joris and today I'm here with a video that I wanted to make for a really long time, but I really didn't know how I should start it. And this week I read an article in the Cash, and there they said that IMS Osram is one of the best stocks on the SIX stock market right now, and that just made me cringe a bit. Okay, so IMS Osram, it's not a bad stock. I'm not saying that, but yeah, you will see in the rest of the video, because numbers do not lie, percentages can lie. And most of the time when you hear people talking about the stock market, they are talking either about their winners or they are talking about their one big fail. For me, it's no difference. I also talk about my one big fail, and that's my investment into Fortis. I lost a lot of money with investing in Fortis, although it was worth way more than the price that I paid for it. Yeah, the shit happens, and sometimes on the stock market, nothing is, nothing is for certain. So even though the intrinsic value is way higher, look at Credit Suisse. A lot of Swiss investors always also lost a lot of money there, also a bank. So I know how it feels. But yeah, it's annoying. And then you have other people and they talk more about their winners. So, and then when you hear them talk, they are always talking about how much they made in the past week, in the past month. And they say that they realized it, but in fact they didn't realize anything because they haven't sold yet. And things can change in a heartbeat. So as long as you haven't sold, you haven't realized a gain or a loss. And then their net numbers or their total percentage of profit and loss, they don't talk about that. And that is actually what they should be talking about. So remember, you always have two sides on the stock market. You always have a buyer and you always have a seller. For every stock that's been traded on the stock market, you always have a seller and a buyer that buys the stock from the seller. So there is always a winner and a loser on the same time. And who that is, that depends on the stock, because sometimes the shorter is winning and sometimes the one that is going long is winning. But when it comes to profit or loss, only the realized results count. That's my opinion. Not financial advice, but it's the way it is. The percentages, especially over a certain amount of time, do not mean a thing. So let's go to IMS Osram. Year to date, it is up 81.60%. So it was way down here, about 620. It was even almost 5 Swiss francs here. So it trades up to 10.78. So when you have bought it here, then you are possibly up more than 100%. But when you believe in IMS Osram, because it's not a bad company at all, but it just, yeah, the takeover of Osram by IMS wasn't a good thing, and they had a lot of problems, and since they took over Osram, it only went down. So if you look at the past 5 years, it is down 88.98%, and that's even with the recovery of the past few months. So a lot of people try to time the market, but that is very hard. And remember, timing the market beats timing the market. And that is especially true for index funds and ETFs, because there you already are diversified, so you are less likely to pick the loser than if you want to try and time the market with stocks, because there you really need to pick the right ones. You know what I'm doing? I'm a value investor and I also like dividends. So I try to buy them below a certain price earnings ratio that I have in my head. That's not always the correct one for you. It's just the correct one for me. It's just my opinion. So when you watch my series of my U portfolio, there you can always see what my PE target is for a certain stock. That's not financial advice at all. You should do your own research. And there I'm trying to time the market by buying the stocks always at a good valuation. But yeah, I get my money on the 25th or the 24th or the 23rd. And around that time, a lot of people also receive their money and they also invest in the market. So most of the time, it's not a correct moment to buy because then the market starts rising again, of course. But that's not the point. The thing is, I'm a long-term investor and I don't brag about my short-term gains. I present my short-term gains or my short-term losses as well, because a lot of people, they don't mention their losses. So always remember, when a stock trades down 10% and it trades back up 10%, the stock is still down 1%. When a stock trades down 50% and it trades back up 50%, the stock is still down 25%. And when a stock trades down 90% and it trades back up 90%, the stock is still down 81%. So the more it trades down, the more it needs to trade up again. And yeah, Joseph Carlson made a good video late, a couple of days ago, where he was talking about a guy that picked up stocks that really fell really low with with the recent crash of some real estate companies and stuff. And he picked it up really low, and now they are regaining traction, even reaching the former high values again. So he made a lot of profit. That's really good for him. If he only bought it at that low point, I always find it suspicious that someone is so good that he buys two stocks on the right time, just when it's at its all-time low, and he put all the money that he had on that time in the stock. I don't believe it. I believe that they bought sooner and they bought later as well, just to spread out their risk a bit. But they just only mention when they bought it just at the dip. And okay, he did it, but he doesn't say you with which stocks he also invested in and how much he lost there. So the most you can lose with the stock is 100%. As long as it doesn't reach zero, you always have the potential to regain your losses, but sometimes it's good to take your losses and move to another stock, another company that has more potential. So many people brag about their 90% gain from the last 6 months, but they keep quiet about the original 90% that they lost. So they don't brag about their 81% book loss, but they do brag about their 90% book gains. So always remember, when you hear or read bragging about stuff on the stock market, that percentages can lie, because some people lie to you, but sadly also to themselves. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you you feel what I feel sometimes when you read stuff on online or in a magazine. And hit that subscribe button. Also hit that like button. It helps out the channel enormously. With that being said, thank you for watching to this one, and see you on the next one on my YouTube channel. Bye.